So here it is. I'll go through and talk a little bit about everything that's on it, goes with it. Starting off, the cabinet itself is actually an old Smash TV arcade cabinet, which I found down in Cedar City for a steal. I got it for $100. It was in great condition, but the sides were kind of worn and they were black, had some artwork. So I cleaned it up, sanded it, painted it with this blue paint. I think it came out looking really nice. On the front, this is my marquee that I made. I created it in Photoshop. I've been working on it for about 7 months. It went through a lot of stages. Used to have a different background, some different artwork, things like that, but this is the final version, and I think it came out looking really nice. This is the monitor behind some glass and a bezel. It's a special monitor. It's called an arcade monitor, and it's made especially for arcade games. They're very expensive, unfortunately. This one's original to the cabinet. It came with the cabinet when I bought it, but the board itself on the monitor was bad. I had to replace it, which I'll talk a little bit about when I go inside the cabinet. This is my control panel. I have 2-player setup, 6 buttons for each player, 1-player start, 2-player start. This black button on the upper left, that's what gets you back to the menu when you're in a game, so you don't have to power off the whole machine to go back and choose. Back there behind that grate are my speakers, which was one of the most difficult things to mount. For some reason they just wouldn't stay where I put them, but I finally got them in. That's where they go. They sit on little shelves behind those holes. Down here is the coin door, which itself is also original to the cabinet, but it was really beaten up. The bottom door was bent and wouldn't fit in there. I had to fix that. I repainted it with some black spray paint. It took a couple coats, but I think it looks brand new. And it's fully functional. If I open it up here, there's the inside, the mechanism. It looks really complicated, but it's actually really simple how it works. The coin comes in up here, has some weights and magnets that determine if it's a real coin, and then it comes down through here. And if it registers one of these switches, like one back here, there's one on each of these blue things, then the game knows a coin has been inserted. That's how that works. Back inside there, sitting on top of my coin box, you can see a little black box. That's my volume control. It lets me control the volume and the bass of my speakers. That's the top door. The bottom door down here goes into the coin box, which unfortunately only has 1/4 in it. But that's it right there. That's how that works. Close that. Now I'll go around back. I gotta move this thing because the lighting down here is so bad, so I can show you the inside. So I'll move this thing over and then I'll start up again and show you the inside. If you can see it, is the power button I rigged up that turns on the whole machine, which is really nice. And through these back handles is back behind the marquee. That's where the fluorescent light goes. Unfortunately, it would take me a long time to open it back up, and I really don't want to right now, but that's where that goes. So if we open up the back, there is the internals of everything, which was fun to wire up. No, really, it was fun to wire up. I love doing this kind of stuff, so that was fun. I'll go through and show everything off. On the right side, the special power strip right there, it's called a smart strip. How it works, the computer right there is plugged into the blue outlet, and how these white outlets work is that when that device turns on, whatever it is, for me it's the computer, it automatically turns on everything else, the light, the monitor, the speakers. So it makes it all seamless. I press one button, the whole machine powers on. On the left, right there, mounted on the side, is the computer, if it's not too dark to see it. It has a special video card on it, which I can show you right here. down there that the white cable's plugged into. It's called an arcade VGA card. And how that works is it sends special video signal to my arcade monitor, which is a lot different from a TV or a normal monitor, built specifically for arcade games to get the authentic resolution and picture quality. So this backboard on it right here, I replaced all that with another monitor I had that had a bad screen. The other monitor had bad burn-in, the colors were all off. This one had a bad board, so the image was wavy and brightness was off. So I swapped the boards, which is actually kind of a dangerous thing to do. See where that red cable is going. Anyway, I had to degauss the monitor, which basically is taking out the 30,000 volts that sit inside it at all times, and it was a little scary, but it worked, and now I've got a great picture. Down there is the subwoofer for my speakers that I have mounted in there. You can see the coin box back in there, and if it's not too dark to see, all those wires going up go up to my keyboard encoder for all the buttons on the front. So that's the internals, that's how they all work. A lot of wires, but they all work together pretty seamlessly. So, oh, and the two cables coming at the bottom, the white's the power, and the red is a network cable. Lets me control the computer remotely, so I can add games and manage everything from another computer. So there's that. Let's put the door back on. And let me shut this off for a minute, and I'll plug it back in, and I'll show you how it works. Okay, here we go. I've moved it back into position so it's facing the outlet. I'll turn it on back here, hit the switch. It's kind of hard to tell with this light, but the marquee just turned on, everything just turned on. And there's the menu right there. That's the menu I designed and made for this. Each game has a little preview video and artwork for it that I also made. The sound you hear playing in the background is from a guy who made something called the Arcade Ambience Project. He basically recorded a lot of actual arcades, and I have it playing to make it seem like you're in a real arcade while you're in the menu. You control by using joysticks. That's how you go through the menu. Let's choose a game. Let's do Miss Pac-Man right here. You start it by pressing start 1. And these are all actual arcade games, the exact same as they are in the arcade. They're not recreations or anything like that, so it's perfectly authentic. There's the menu. Let's put in a quarter. Come down here, grab a quarter, put it in the coin slot. There we go, just registered. Hit player start. There we go. And it plays just fine. Now these joysticks I have are special joysticks. They can either be 8-way, which is how it's set up right now, or 4-way. So for games that only had 4-way control, up, down, left, right, that work better that way, you can switch them. You just pull up on the stick, till it locks, turn it to the right, there you go. Now you can only go the 4 directions. It makes it a lot more authentic to play these type of games. Then when you're done with any particular game, you hit the black button, go right back to the menu, like that. Turn the joystick back, like that. And it's pretty seamless between games. It works just like that. If I want to go to a different game, same thing. So that's it. That's my arcade, and it's totally seamless and finished now. And Katie won't let me put it in the living room, unfortunately, so it stays down here by itself in the basement. But that's about it.